Hey, I'm Jones Loflin, helping leaders make the best choices with their time so they can thrive. This is one of my favorite products to use in areas where I have so many weeds competing with my plants. Once my plants are established, I can apply this herbicide and it prevents other weeds from germinating and growing. It helps to clear the way for healthier growth of every plant that I want in that area. In the same way, I think as a leader, you have weeds. And one of your most prolific weeds is poor communication or miscommunication or lack of communication. And you know the impact that it can have on your team. If you're one of those leaders who says, yeah, Jones, miscommunication is a weed for us, here are 3 suggestions to help create the way for healthier communications among you and your team. The first one is to cultivate clear expectations. Before you engage in any conversation with a team member, give yourself a second to ask yourself, what are the expectations I have for this conversation? If it's a more in-depth discussion you're having about performance or the future, then take the time to really establish some clear expectations for that team member. Also, ask them about their expectations so both of you are clear in that way. Once those conversations are over, if there are actions to be taken, be clear about the expectations for those actions. What are they and when should they be completed? A second tool to use is to prune assumptions. You know your team members well, or at least you think you do, and it's easy to already be thinking about how a conversation is going to go before you've even had it. Be that type of leader who's willing to ask more questions, get clarification, and really listen to that team member to make sure that you're understanding where they're coming from. When you're in team meetings, don't allow assumptions to arise because people aren't clear about their expectations of what comes next. And if you think there are some assumptions in the room, ask more questions to get everybody on the same page. The third tool that's important to use is to nurture your ability to be fully present. Leadership, like gardening, takes a lot of physical energy. I think leading effectively as a leader and communicating well also takes a lot of mental and emotional energy. Before you have conversations and before you have team meetings, give yourself a moment to clear the air and to think about the expectations you have. Don't just race from one conversation to the next, even if it's just 30 seconds to help you go, okay, what's this next conversation about? Yeah, what's my goal? What are the expectations I have? So that you can be fully present in that moment. I'm Jones Loflin and hope it's a fantastic week where you use the right tools to reduce miscommunication before it has a chance to sprout. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today in the Jones Zone.